Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pits of Metal and Motor Chaos. Your host Dave, on the line, special guest, original MOD bassist Kenny Ballone. How's it going, Kenny?
Good. How are you, Dave?
I'm great, man. So, what made you decide to get this MOD classic lineup thing going, man?
Well, it's been a long time coming for an anniversary or original lineup for MOD. Tim McMurtry and I were kicking around the idea about 5 years ago, and talked to Billy Milano about it. Record company was cool with it. Then all of a sudden, we started getting offers for dates, and Billy backed out and caused a whole bunch of bullshit. And Tim and I said, "Hey, man, the fans want to see this. We've got an overwhelming response about people wanting to see a anniversary lineup tour or something happen," and we decided to do it on our own. We want to give our fans and ourselves some closure for the band. We've been doing this, for 30-something years, man, and there was no reason why not to do it.
So how'd you snag Felix Griffin from DRI, man?
Felix is awesome. Everybody knows who he is. He's played on the first 4 DRI albums. He's a thrash icon, so I'm honored to have Felix playing with us and looking forward to doing some shows with him in a few weeks.
So now, I know you just announced your vocalist. Who's the vocalist?
Donnie the DRP Polinsky, man, from Primer 55, Force 5 Records. He's a pretty known force in the underground scene.
Awesome, and you announced a string of shows. You want to go through the shows coming up?
Yeah, sure. We're going to start off our little mini run of shows on the West Coast here in my hometown in Reno, Nevada at Shay's Tavern on August 15th. That's a Thursday night. Then we're going to head down to Vegas, play the Motor City Cafe, and the next day we're playing the Underground in Mesa, Arizona, and we're going to wrap it up on the 18th at the Doll Hut in Anaheim.
Awesome. So how long has it been since you jammed with Tim McMurtry, man?
Shit, man. Tim and I have known each other since high school. We started a band called Angry Corpses together, which was the predecessor to Method of Destruction. It was Tim McMurtry and myself and Keith Davis and another guitar player who passed away a few years ago. But yeah, we were a band before we ever met Billy. He actually joined our band, and then we decided to change up the name to Method of Destruction after our record deal came into play. So
did you guys try to get Keith Davis to play?
Yeah, we did, but he's got a lot of stuff going on in his life right now. He really can't commit to anything. We really tried. He'd love to do it, but he can't. So that's why we chose Felix.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw MOD. I told you this in private message with at the Metro in Chicago when you guys came through for the first Method of Destruction album.
Oh yeah, crazy, man, crazy.
Yeah. So now that was all the way back in 1986, huh? Fucking.
Yeah, 1986, man. That's when we started doing shows as MOD. And man, the scene was different back then. The shows were crazy. There were shift line tables and people. It was a different thing, man. Back in the 80s, it was the good days.
Yeah, I remember going to the record store and buying that vinyl as soon as it came out, man. Hearing that bass rip, doom, 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 doom. Fuck.
Well, man, yeah, it's cool to be playing those songs again. It's been a long time since Tim and I played together and played those songs off of our album that's 30 years old. So it's cool, man. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people are looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I'm sure these shows are going to be raging, man. Big mosh pits.
Yeah, we're already getting offers for all over the rest of the country right now. We just wanted to start off out here, see how things gelled between the new members, and then take it from there. But I can guarantee we'll be in your area soon.
Awesome, man. So how many years have you been playing bass guitar now, man?
Shit, I've been playing since I was 13. I'm 50 now, so that's a long time, man.
Wow. So were you self-taught, or did you take lessons playing bass, man?
No, I had actually had a mentor, a guy named Rocky Martirano, and he was Jimi Hendrix's guitar tech back in the day. So I had a really good guitar teacher, and he basically just threw me out there. I started doing studio sessions when I was 14 years old in New York, and been playing in bands ever since then. So
how many bands have you been in? Can you keep track?
Jeez, MOD is the best known, but I've been in a dozen bands and do studio sessions also, so it's my name's out there. Yeah.
Now, Tim, is he still playing in Full Scale Riot?
Yeah, Full Scale Riot, man, is huge right now. I mean, they're just constantly playing shows. Tim's a super busy musician. He does it full time, so yeah, Full Scale Riot's out there. They're, like I said, they're playing shows every other week or so, man. So they're awesome too, by the way. If you haven't checked them out, or if your listeners haven't checked them out, Full Scale Riot, check them out for sure. It's the riff master, man. He does his thing, and he brings that sound through in Full Scale Riot too.
Yeah, we had Full Scale Riot interview. My wife did it. My wife did an interview with Full Scale Riot. I think it was with Tim. I'm not sure. Though. I wasn't home while I was at work. Yeah, so yeah, awesome band. Yeah, it's good to see a lot of hardcore crossover bands still going, man.
Yeah, it's definitely good. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of revival going on with the hardcore and thrash scene right now. A lot of anniversary reunions are coming around. It's not like the scene's ever gone away. It's always been there. But it seems like it's getting a lot more attention now because a lot of bands are putting out material after 20 years or 10 years or, extended periods of time because people want to see it. They're seeing what the reaction to these other bands during reunions, and everybody's kind of like, wow, man, this is cool. The thrash scene isn't dead. I know the fans might be older. We've got new fans coming in all the time. We're still selling records, so somebody's buying them, and they're not the same people buying them. So there's got to be a new generation of thrash heads out there, so that's cool that they can get to see the OGs play,
Yeah, like a band like Exorder came back around now, man.
Oh, dude, a lot of bands have come around, especially out here on the West Coast. There's thrash city out here. These California bands, Possessed and Testament, they haven't stopped. The new Possessed album's awesome, man. I can't wait to see those guys play.
So how's the scene in Nevada, man? Is there a metal scene out there?
Nevada's pretty cool. It's a little microcosm of a city, but we have a pretty good scene out here. The shows are pretty packed. 300-400 people for a small town is a good show. We do have some national acts come through, but we have our own little scene here. It's a pretty strong punk and metal scene here in Reno.
Now you do some radio stuff too, right? You like DJ.
Yeah, I'm full time. Yeah, I work over at Rock 104.5 in Reno. And I'm full-time producer, DJ, engineer over there. So that's what I've been doing for the last 7 years while I lived here in Reno.
So for the past 7 years, you haven't done anything like in bands at all?
I really haven't. I've concentrated on my home life. I've got kids and a family and, and a career. So I've been trying to just do my production work, work an everyday job. I get a regular job. So the music stuff is always, it's always part of my life, but it takes the right band to gel it, so it's hard to just jump into a band with, a bunch of people and not be happy with what you're doing, so I've kind of just held off on it. I've done some solo stuff, like I said, I've done studio sessions over the years, so I've always been a musician. I was just really excited when, Tim wanted to do a project with me, so I said, no matter what it takes, we're going to do this,
Now, do you have a greatest memory of recording USA for MOD, man?
Absolutely.
What's your greatest memory?
Yeah.
What's your greatest memory of recording? Yeah, recording that album. What was the greatest memory of recording that album?
Just being up in Ithaca, New York, with Alex Perry-Ellis and Scott Ian producing the album with us. Just the whole experience of doing that at such a young age, because I was 17 at the time when we went up to Ithaca, New York, to record that album. That whole experience is a memory that I'll never forget. It's pretty much a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, that I got a chance to see that. And a lot of people who play in underground or hardcore bands never get a chance to do, a major label record deal or get into a real studio or something like that. But that whole experience of walking into a studio with, a world-renowned producer, Scott Ian from Anthrax helping produce our album, Alex Perry-Ellis, world-renowned engineer, and that itself was an experience.
So how long was the recording process for that album?
3 days and mixed down. It was recorded and mixed down in under a week.
Now, who wrote all the music for the album?
The original music, the majority of the music was written by me, Tim, and Keith Davis as Angry Corpses. So like I said, that was the band that
Right.
were called before Return to Method of Destruction. So I'd say about 75% of the album was written prior to the record deal, and then Billy joined the band, and of course he had some input on music and lyrics and stuff like that. So I'd say 75% of it was written by me, Tim, and Keith Davis.
So some of the lyrics you guys already had.
Yeah, we had some lyrics, but Billy changed up a lot of the lyrics. He changed up most of the lyrics because he wasn't a songwriter, so you had to have some kind of an input in there, for royalties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You don't write music, you don't get paid in the business, so you had to have some kind of input. And he had his own style. Let's put it that way. He knew what he wanted to say. Our lyrics were a little bit different than his. Not to say that they were better or worse, but he had his own agenda with his lyrics, so that's what we wound up with.
So what would you consider to be the fondest memory of your musical careers?
Fondest memory of my musical career is probably the day that we found out we were getting signed to Megaforce Records, and our first biggest show that we played at the Ritz in New York. Those are the two things I'll never forget. Like with the MOD band, at least, yeah.
What would you consider to be the pros and cons of the music industry?
Pros and cons, there's a ton of them, man. Not to drag anybody through the dirt, but you better watch yourself if you go into the music business, because if you're young, they'll take advantage of you, like we got taken advantage of. But pros are you get to live your dream if you're a musician. There's nothing better than having a record deal or being able to go on tour with a band and not just be playing in your garage or your hometown clubs and stuff. So it was a huge thing for us to get signed and actually have world recognition as a hardcore band. I mean, we started out in a small town in the basement, just like every other band in the world. We just got lucky.
Now, for that tour you did for the USA for MOD album, do you have any? Can you recall any most embarrassing moments or funny stories?
There's a ton of stuff. I missed half that tour, and I busted my hand after the beginning of the tour, and I sat out the first few months of the tour. But just going on tour itself, man, every day is an adventure. Everybody everywhere you go, the crowds are huge. It's just something, to be able to play bigger venues that it's just amazing. There's lots of funny stuff that happens. It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was all good, though. Let me tell you, everything that we've ever done has been fun, man.
Now, what do you think about promoters at clubs that do pay-to-play shows, man?
It gives an opportunity for other bands to play shows that might not have a chance to. I'm not all for that whole philosophy of pay-to-play, but listen, man, if you're in a band and you can't get a venue playing, and you could sell 200 tickets or 100 tickets or whatever it is, then do it. If that's the only way you can do it, then do it. Just get out there and play. I don't think that you should hold yourself back because you can't get a gig if you have an opportunity to do that. But like I said, that's not the greatest philosophy in the world, but it does give some people an opportunity who don't have one.
Now, how important is social media to you? I know back in when you were a kid and starting MOD, we didn't have all this big Facebook and all this crap out there. So
we had nothing. We had metal magazines and radio stations. That was it. Social media is made it possible for any band to be a world-known band right now. So I think it's good that social media is out there. It helps everybody get exposure. That would never get exposure. You hear about some obscure band from some obscure town that you'd never hear of otherwise without social media. So I think it's a great thing. It's definitely a tool to use to get your message out there and to keep people updated on what's going on. They don't have to wait for the next edition of Metal Hammer or Kerrang magazine or something like you had to do back in the 80s and 90s,
Did you do the tape trading back in the day?
Tape trading?
Yeah, did you do that?
Nah, I wasn't into that, man.
One buddy used to trade thousands of tapes back and forth, man.
No, I was a vinyl collector, though, man. I've collected vinyl since I was 12 years old, so I've got pretty much every original release of everything that came out from 82 on. I've never done the tape trading thing.
Yeah, it's fucking cool to see vinyl coming back too, man.
It is really cool to see vinyl coming back, you know, and people, you know, people think that you know, it was an obscure a medium, but it's not. You know, it has that sound that you can't get digitally. You know, you lose a lot through digital recording. There's a lot of compression on the music and stuff. And I don't know, it's just something about putting a you know, record on a record player and playing it, and it's just, it feels like you're actually doing something. And other than downloading an MP3 and playing it through your device, you know.
Now, are you guys gonna make new material?
Definitely. We're working on new songs right now. Tim and I have been kicking back and forth riffs all week. As a matter of fact, we're getting ready to put out an EP right after this little run. Hopefully we could do that before the end of the year.
Now, will that come out on vinyl?
You know, I'm not sure what it's going to come out on. I mean, I'd like to release it on vinyl, but I'm sure it'll be released CD and probably limited edition vinyl.
That'll be cool, man. Now, are you guys gonna self-release it, or are you gonna have a record label?
No, we're going to self-release it.
Any idea where you're gonna record it?
Probably out in New York. I'm not sure which studio though.
So now, when you guys write songs, what comes first, the music or the lyrics?
Music. You know, personally, that's how I write. I've always just wrote riffs. I'm not a lyricist, so I really don't even write lyrics that much. So I've always based my songs off the lyrics. I mean, off the music, and said, here, you know, you write some lyrics to this, here's some riffs, you know. So that's how I write it. I'm not sure, you know, I'm pretty sure Tim writes the same way. You know, he'll write the riffs first and then think of an idea. But, you know, we've had some funny ideas that we've just kicked around that have become songs out of lyrics or just out of funny stuff we talk about. I mean, there's songs like Captain Crunch and stuff, you know, that, you know, the earlier songs that we wrote, you know, where we were in high school, you know, we were a bunch of stone kids, so we were having fun, and so I guess maybe 50-50, you know, lyrics or music first. It just depends on the song.
Now, do you guys have any plans to, like, go to Europe or anything like that?
You know, hopefully we're just talking about some shows out in Canada with our management company this week, so we're going to try to get some shows out in Canada and in Europe soon. You know, we're just going to try to run this thing and see how far we can take it, you know. I think that we have a good fan base. A lot of people are really supportive of what Timmy and Felix and Donnie are doing right now, you know, so we're not getting too much negative feedback at all. So the promoters are coming to us. So we're going to try to run with it and see what we can do.
All right. So, who would you consider to be your top 5 favorite bands right now?
Top favorite bands right now.
Top 5.
You know,
I'll make it easier. Top 3.
Top 3 favorite bands right now. You know, I don't even listen to a lot of new music. I don't listen to.
Well, how about this one? How about top 3 favorite bands of a lifetime?
Top 3 favorite bands. I could do that one. Top 3 favorite bands in my lifetime. I'm going to go old school. Yeah, seriously, no, because I don't like the new music that's out there right now, so I listen to mostly older stuff. Top 3 of my personal favorite bands, Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, and Metallica.
Awesome. So now, where are you hoping to see the MOD Classic lineup, say, like 5 years from now?
5 years from now would be great, man. You know, us old dudes. 5 years. I'm laughing because I'm like, 5 years, how old am I going to be in 5 years? Yeah, I'll be retiring in 5 years, man. No, it's all good. 5 years from now, I hope that we have, you know, at least another EP and some tours, man. I'd really like to do, I'd really like to tour fully. I'd like to go and play a lot of shows around the United States. And I'm not saying, it's all going to happen really at the same time frame. It's probably going to be split up, you know, little runs here, little runs there, because like I said, you know, we're all old. We have jobs and families, so we can't just be like, yeah, I'm going on tour and come back 4 months later to nothing, you know. But 5 years from now, I'd like to see us continue. You know, Tim and I have always been friends. We've always had like a really good rapport with each other over the years, even though, you know, we haven't played, we've always stayed friends. So I'd like to continue what we started, you know, and if it could happen in 5 years that MOD Classic is still playing, that would be great, you know. But in the next year, we have, you know, some goals in the short term, you know, putting out an EP, playing some, you know, more shows around the United States, support what we're doing, getting out to Canada, Europe, and then seeing what happens from there. But definitely within the next year, an EP and more shows.
So how's the buzz been since you announced that you're gonna do this MOD reunion thing? Have you got a lot of positive feedback on this?
It has been crazy. You know, since we announced it, we put up the MOD Classic lineup webpage on Facebook, and we've got nothing but huge responses back. We've got, you know, people sharing all kinds of like classic MOD stuff that they're finding. I mean, it's getting people really interested in what's going on more than I expected. Let's put it that way. I thought we were going to get, you know, some response, you know, both good and bad, because we're not doing something with Billy. We're doing a side project, you know, with the two original guitar players. You know, so I didn't know how it was going to go, but from the response that I've seen since day one, it's been overwhelming and supportive. People were really actually, you know, running with it for us. Like I said, promoters are contacting us. People are wanting us to play shows all over the United States. So we're just going to have to figure out, you know, the logistics and how to take care of satisfying our fans at this point, because it's a huge response, and I'm really happy that we've gotten such a great response over it.
That's fucking awesome, man. Well, Kenny, I want to thank you very much for taking time to do this interview, man.
Dave, thank you for having me, man. It's been a pleasure talking to you. It's something I really want to do, you know, get this out there, talk to a lot of people in the media, and tell them what's going on, and thank you for your support, man, and being a fan.
Now, you have any final words or thank yous you want to do before we close, man?
No, but if you're on the West Coast, come see our shows in Reno at Shays on August 15th, down on the 16th, Motor City Cafe on the 17th, the Underground in Mesa, or in Anaheim on the 18th at the Doll Hut. Thanks for having me on, man.
Awesome. We'll do another one in the future, man.
Definitely hit me up after these run of shows, and I'll tell you how it went.
All right, brother. You have a great night.
Thank you, Dave. You too.
Bye.
You're not scared.